What's up, guys? Tino, yeah? So, I'm here with my boy Ntsako.
Yeah.
Ntsako and I, we did the same degree. Well, similar degrees.
Yeah.
I did electrical and computer engineering. He did mechatronics.
Yeah.
But we had like probably 40% of our courses were similar. So, yeah. Anyways, so we both did engineering.
Yeah.
But we're not doing engineering right now. And we just want to have a discussion about it, just life after engineering, So, yeah, Ntsako is from the channel Focus Millennial. He shares videos. Just tell them about your channel.
Okay. First thing, dude, I'm really honored to be here on the video with you. Followed Trying to Adult for such a long time. It's actually the reason why I decided to start my channel. So really honored to be here. So I started a channel called the Focus Millennial, and really the motivation behind that was that I wanted to share, leadership and entrepreneurship content. Just based off the learnings that I've gained over the years running a business myself. I've often gotten access to really exclusive spaces where, really valuable information was being shared.
Yeah. And
for me, it would always be on the back of my mind how I wished, more people, particularly more black people, would have access to this kind of information.
Yeah.
So it was really from that place that I decided to start this so that I can democratize those learnings, those insights, and break them down and simplify them so that people can also build businesses.
That's awesome, man. I think we have a similar goal for our channel. Because when I started my channel, I wanted to just share. I noticed I was just struggling a lot with some of the things I thought would be basic, but are not, like managing your money, knowing how to save and stuff. So let me just share my experiences, because when I was in that position, it was hard to reach out to people that I know who were in similar positions, because there weren't that many. It's a really cool channel, bro.
Thanks.
Anyway, so we did engineering, and what do you do now?
So as I just mentioned, now I run a business called Jonga. It's a tech startup, and I've been running it now for about 5 years. So started it while I was at university, and instead of going the traditional route of going through corporate, I went straight into entrepreneurship, which was, in hindsight, one of the craziest risks ever. But based off the success, or the relative success we've enjoyed to date, I realized that it was actually the better decision for me.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's what I do. And you? Tell us about what you do.
I'm a cloud engineer, cloud support engineer, and I'm fully corporate, but it has nothing to do with what I studied. Well, kind of nothing. So I studied electrical and computer engineering. Half of my degree was computer engineering. So I did gain a lot of software skills and tech skills and stuff, and I seemed to enjoy that part of my degree more, and then I just went into tech. So I'm now in tech. Be there for at least a couple more years at least, but I do want to get into entrepreneurship.
Okay,
in fact, we had a video we were discussing this, so go check it out on his channel. I don't know if it's posted already by now, but it'll be there soon. But anyway, so why did you choose this degree though? Why mechatronics? It's a strange degree.
Oh, why did I choose to abuse myself for 4 years? That's a very good question. So, I knew that I wanted to do something in engineering from a very young age. Growing up, I was always fascinated by TVs and just, the fact that you see into another world, I was also really blessed because I was one of the first people in my neighborhood or village, I'll call it a neighborhood, that had a tele game station, so that really just from a very young age left a big impression on me in terms of just my love for technology. And I think I just grew with it. And in high school, when it was time to make a decision for subjects, I chose science, EGD or engineering graphic design, and computer science as well. So those were my focus areas.
There's computer science in high school?
Well, they didn't call it computer science. What do we call it? IT.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So that's what I did. And I knew that I wanted to become an engineer, but I wasn't sure what kind of an engineer that I wanted to become. I didn't want to quite become a mechanical engineer. I wasn't that into cars at the time. I didn't want to become an electrical engineer as well. So Iron Man, that's the one. I wanted to become Iron Man, you know what I'm saying? And I realized that it has a name, and it's called mechatronics. And UCT offered it. And I think one thing led to another, and that's how I ended up there.
Nice.
So how did you end up in electrical and computer engineering? And what is that?
It's a double degree, because it's literally the whole computer science course and the electrical engineering, the electronics part of electrical engineering. But it's basically for people who want to get into like computer engineering.
Sure.
If you want to develop like embedded systems, some of the courses I really enjoyed the most were courses where we were working with the little logic boards. Microcontrollers. Microcontrollers. Like that's the kind of and thing is with microcontrollers. If you're doing ECE, then you have a much deeper understanding of like what's going on inside the computing stuff. And you can even get to a stage where you can design processes. Like my final year, we were designing processes for using FPGAs and stuff. So that was pretty cool. But why? It was never my intention actually. So in high school, I wanted to do computer science. I wanted to get into software and just IT. And actually wasn't sure exactly what I wanted to do in IT, but I knew I wanted to get into IT. So I applied for computer science. My parents were like, "That's not going to happen. What is this?
Not in my house.
No. We only recognize engineering, medicine, lawyer, that kind of thing." So I had to go back to the drawing board, and I eventually came across electrical and computer engineering, which was a proper engineering degree, but it had computer science in it. And I was like, oh, that's gonna meet.
It's gonna tick everyone's box.
Yeah. So I was like, now you know what? Let me just go for that. And mixed feelings about it. I thoroughly enjoyed the degree though. Like it was a lot of work, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. But that's generally how I came up with that degree. But anyways, so how did you get to entrepreneurship? You were doing engineering, you were doing the same thing. We even finished the degrees
at the same time.
Before we even finished, you were already like full on onto your business.
That's true.
Like, how did you make that transition? Was it something you planned when you started your degree?
Well, that's a very good question. I definitely didn't start with the intention to build a business. I was actually on a bursary. It's a funny story. I was on a Sasol bursary, and I thought that was going to be the path that I'd take. And then I did VAC work, and I was like, I absolutely hate this. But I think
What about the VAC work did you hate?
Well, like just the general environment of being around like plant and wearing these huge PPE equipment and stuff like that. It wasn't a vibe for me. But that wasn't the reason why I decided to go into entrepreneurship. It wasn't that bad. It was just mainly because engineering, they teach you this mindset about trying to find solutions for problems, right? And here was this huge problem, which is crime in South Africa, mainly in low-income communities, the type of communities that I'm from, that I still have family in. And I had the skills, I had the tools in my hands to try and come up with something. So I decided, why don't I put this degree to good use and try and develop a solution? And in the early stages, I didn't know it was going to become a business. I didn't know I was going to spend the next 5-6 years of my life trying to fix this issue. But that's what's happened.
That's one thing I like about engineering. Like it's a very versatile degree. And I remember in high school, people were always like, nah, study engineering. You would do whatever you want.
You can, exactly, because it's open-ended like that. And
I actually realized that as I was going through university, I kept coming across lots of opportunities where they were looking for engineering students, but the job had nothing to do with engineering. For example, business consultancy. That's one of the big fields that engineers go into. And the reason why they like engineers in business consulting is because of how we are taught in engineering, how to troubleshoot problems, how to
the mindset is what they really want.
Exactly. And that mindset isn't just needed in engineering. So even though you start with engineering, you're focusing on that, it doesn't have to be like where you end up.
Exactly. And I'm keen to also hear about how you ended up at Amazon. I mean, that's the job in the tech space. And you're crushing it in Amazon. So how did that happen from I guess with computer and electrical, but you just connect the dots for us, please.
So even during university, right? I tried to give engineering a chance. But it wasn't easy to find jobs, like internships and stuff. Especially as a foreigner, companies are a lot more restrictive in the engineering side of things. So, and on the other side, with tech, I was finding internships every single back work without really putting as much effort as I was putting towards engineering. So with that in mind, I was like, you know what, if it's this hard to find a job or to even find these companies, it might be like this when I finished studying. So straight away, I knew straight away that, you know, I'm probably not going to end up in this space, given how hard it was to find a job.
Yeah.
So that's what made me shy away from engineering
and go towards tech.
Yeah. And then as for Amazon, I initially wanted to be a software developer actually. Like my whole 5 internships in varsity were all software development related. There was one which was digital signal processing. It's probably my favorite
one. Why would you do that to yourself? Do you just not like yourself?
Do you know what's funny? In second year, we had our digital signal processing course in second year. Yeah. I absolutely hated it. It's one of the lowest marks. I can't forget.
I try and actively forget it.
I think it's one of the lowest marks at like 58 or something. It was really sad. But after that semester, I then had this job where I had to like build like a decoder that could listen to like audio recordings and pick up numbers from it. And at first I was like, how on earth am I even gonna do that? And then he started mentioning things we were learning in signal processing, like, don't you know about the Gotzel filter, Fourier transform? I was like, oh, those things are actually used in real life. That was crazy. Like,
can you imagine?
The codes, like,
I never thought that would ever like be applied.
Right, because they are highly theoretical stuff. Like when we're doing these things in engineering, they are highly theoretical. Fourier transforms and whatever. But I actually had to implement those things in code.
That's amazing.
And it was really cool just to actually see that stuff in class get translated into code. And after that, I thoroughly enjoyed signals. Even though my 4th year course, I still bound big time because it's a really tough course.
Do you want to know what was my lowest course?
What?
In an entire engineering degree, my lowest course was an elective, and it was African studies.
You're an African.
Right, an entire African, a thoroughbred African. You know, can't even get a decent mark for African studies. That was actually my lowest mark. I think I got like 50 or 53 or something like that.
I think that's also...
And my highest mark was math, surprisingly.
What?
Yeah.
Nah, you're strong, bro. Math was rough, dude. As I was saying, I don't know how it got sidetracked there. But when I always wanted to do software.
Yeah.
But when I was finishing my degree and when I started looking for jobs, I couldn't find any full-time positions.
Yeah.
Like, I could get like a few companies to help me out.
Sure.
But they couldn't help me out with my visa, visa side of things, which was, for me, was the most important part. You know, I wanted to find a way to get my visa and then come back to South Africa. But if a company is not going to help me with that, then it's not that useful.
Yeah.
So, and then came Amazon. Unfortunately, the graduate program for software development was only for South Africans.
Yeah.
But at the time, the cloud supporting graduate program was still open to foreigners.
Oh, cool.
And I was like, you know what? And Amazon was going to help me with my visa stuff, which was also pretty cool.
Nice.
So we had the interviews, and one thing they really enjoyed about my interviews was just my thirst for learning.
Cool.
And like, it didn't occur to me then, but you know, during varsity, we're always encouraged to like learn things on the side, to build your skills, do projects. Like during like vac work, if you don't have like an internship, they encourage you to come back to campus and like help out with your professor or whatever. Like and whenever you get involved in those projects, you have no idea what you're doing.
Yeah.
I remember this, one of my friends, Tino actually.
Yeah.
One of his vac works, he had to like develop like this microcontroller to program other microcontrollers for our course that was coming up in the next semester. So like when we started that course, he was literally the guy.
He was
like
that's why he did well.
Yeah, like I wonder why, because he was also really good friends with the teacher, so maybe that's why. But like, you know, you get exposure to this kind of learning, and I don't know if it's taught elsewhere, but like I really like that engineering exposes you to learn how to learn, which is something really like it's really important, not just in engineering. I'm sure it's really important in entrepreneurship, because you can imagine you're exposed to like, you want to develop a product, but you have no idea where to start, you know?
Exactly.
In my case, when I started, I had to learn a whole new set of skills. Like networking, for example. I did not, like we did networking.
Are you talking about the technical networking or meeting people?
I'm talking about the technical networking.
Okay. That's a lot harder than the other.
Yeah, it's a lot harder. That was hard. Like in varsity, we did like a few courses, but I didn't understand anything. Yeah. And I never thought I'd end up in networking anyway, so I never really gave it that much effort. Yeah. But when I started, I had to like upskill really fast and really quickly, and I was able to do that really well. And I was able to do that really well and get promoted like several times in like a really short space.
Wow!
So like that was really cool. I definitely attribute engineering to that because you know it really teaches you to work hard. Like those sleepless nights, bro.
Yo, geez, man, I still have a coffee addiction from varsity. But now here's the $1 million question for me, right, to you. If you could go back in time and decide to study something else, what would you do? Or would you just do it all over again? Yeah.
Honestly, I don't think I would do it.
Okay.
And not because I didn't enjoy it. I really enjoyed my degree. Like if I would definitely do it again. But thinking back to the position I was in after after high school, my goal was to make sure I get a good paying job when I finish varsity.
Yeah.
And throughout university, for me, that was tech. It was always tech. I mean, engineering, yes, it has nice positions. It can pay really well, but it's not easy to get into engineering. And also, I don't know. I don't enjoy it as much as I do enjoy tech.
Sure.
So with that in mind, because I was trying to get a good job in tech, I would definitely just try to stick to computer science or maybe computer engineering. Sorry. But if I was in a better maybe financial position, if I didn't have to like stress so much about making sure I have a job after I finish whatever, then I think I'll definitely do it again because I think I would probably enjoy the embedded systems a lot more. It's still a lot of programming, still a lot of tech involved in that, but it's also a lot of engineering involved. So it differs with my with like where I am in life, but I'll definitely do computer science.
No,
How
that's
about
cool.
you? What would you do? What would you rather do?
Yeah, geez, mechatronics. Would I put myself through that again? No, it was actually really good fun. I mean, it was difficult, so often I got caught up in the fact that it was just so much going on. But I remember I had this light bulb moment in third year when we were building that robot. We had a project to literally like build a literal robot. And it just clicked to me one day while I was stressing out that like, dude, you're doing it. You're doing the thing that you always wanted to do. You wanted to always invent stuff. You wanted to build stuff like this, and you're getting the opportunity to do it. And after that, from third year to final year, that kind of motivation kind of carried me through, and it helped me to do really well in the end. So I think I definitely would do it all over again, but I'll do it with that mindset of, don't complain so much.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stop complaining every assignment you get. You're doing what you applied to do, what you hoped you would do.
And that's a really good point.
You're doing it.
Yeah. And that's a really good point because right now I interview a lot for Amazon. I interview graduates, I interview entry-level positions, and recently I started interviewing like more mid-level positions. And one thing I've noticed is those assignments really actually they help out a lot. Because when you're interviewing, especially if you don't have any work experience, right, you'll be asked questions where you have to speak from experience. Tell me about a time where you had a conflict in a team.
Exactly.
If you don't focus on those projects in university where you're
you don't have any other experience,
then you don't have experience, and you can tell when somebody wasn't focusing in university because they don't know the details of those projects. So going back, if I was to do it all over again, I'll definitely do it with that thirst to actually learn and understand what's going on.
If it's not focus on just the marks.
Exactly.
But focus on what am I actually learning.
So that's definitely a good point there. Like those assignments, as horrible as they were. I remember we had weeks where we had test after test after assignment after assignment and then boom, exams. Like, wow, we need to rest, bro.
Exactly.
But that was crazy, man. But I thoroughly enjoyed that. Like those things came in really handy when it comes to like life after university. Even not just even in entrepreneurship, that it's the ability to learn.
Exactly.
But that's all. Anyways, that's it for today. It was nice to have you on this channel, man.
Thanks, man.
Thank you guys for watching, and please do check out Ntsako's channel. It's got really good content. Let's help him get to 1,000 subscribers because he's trying to chase that.
Trying to break the threshold.
Yeah, man. Those first few months are not easy, man. So I can totally imagine. Anyways, leave a comment if you guys have any questions. Maybe you want to follow up a video for this talk. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, have a good day. Okay.
Awesome.